Now you mentioned uh the first thing you do is this, placement. How important are speakers? Like the actual speakers and their characteristics in that
Oh,
whole thing.
I wouldn't have a theater without them. So I'll give them a high importance.
It's
Yeah,
very
way way
important.
on up
But
there.
Did you
I guess what I'm saying is
right, Joe?
uh like when people are asking what they should buy,
Mm,
our recommendations usually, buy the best speakers that you
Hmm.
can. Spend your money on some good speakers, because they will determine how it's performing off axis and what it's doing within the room. What do you think about that?
No, it's critically important to buy the best gear. Speakers, amplifier, everything. Uh, the difficulty is in figuring out what are the best, because of
Paying for it.
course, dealing with a market. Yeah, generally, if you spend a lot of money on it, you probably got something pretty good.
mm,
Although there are some exceptions to that, and don't
Sure.
ask me about that.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
the main thing is that the speaker should have basically very smooth, flat response, and you know there are ways to find the frequency response of speakers, but unfortunately, a lot of times when you look on the manufacturer's website, if they do have a plot, which most don't, it's very smooth. And so it's easy to make a room or a speaker look better than what it is by just adding or taking away a few stops on your filters.
mm,
So that's a tough question. I get bombarded with that in the class.
mm.
Okay, we're here. Tell me, what are the best speakers? And
What?
I refuse to answer
yeah.
because that's not where I'm at.
Right.
The reality is, I when I left the Navy a long time ago, I opened up a hi-fi store, and I just loved auditioning speakers, and I had my favorites. And as I went back to my basics, my
Mhm.
my background in physics, and I tried to understand what was going on, I very soon realized that I could make almost any speaker sound dramatically better. And probably one of the best compliments I've ever got, assistant of mine in China, he has helped me with a number of workshops over the years, and he said he looked mystified. He said, every time at the end of the workshop, it always sounds the same, and we use all kinds of different speakers. So I could tell a lot of stories down that line. It,
Mm.
it
Interesting.
I think that if you have a speaker that you like, you think it sounds good, if
Mhm,
it's capable of generating the sound level that you need at your listening position,
mhm,
work with it. You probably would be surprised as how far the equipment you have now
mm.
can go if it's just properly positioned and properly tuned.
Nice.
So instead of
Yeah, look at that.
upgrading your speakers, to the perfect ones that perform well in the Spinorama, just stick with I can just buy some $100 pair of speakers and then just hire you. Well, that'd be
How are
okay.
you?
I'm
He's
not
like,
Billy
wait.
Joel.
He's like, wait, hold on.
I'm not
He's
Billy
like, there's
Joel.
limitations.
Cheap
He's
pair
like
of
the Dodo of
speakers.
audio, man.
I don't know how many people get the Billy Joel reference. Never mind. But he talked about cheap pair of speakers in one of his songs.
Oh.
Anyway, no, there's some bad speakers out there, guys.
Mhm,
There just are. And the Spinorama, getting good data on a speaker is essential. I simply was trying to make the point that you might be surprised what you're falling short
mhm.
of simply by not having the system properly designed and calibrated.